all-baked cheese that will get everybody into the party mood.
Sounds good.
Yes.
Better crack on.
Let's do it.
OK, so I am doing a delicious chicken and pear cider casserole.
Oh,
what do you think of that?
Lovely pear. That's nice. Unusual.
Here I have a whole chicken that's been jointed. So make sure to coat the chicken really well in this cumin seasoned flour. This is going to help with the thickening of the casserole, but it's also going to help with the caramelisation right now.
I think most meat lovers adore chicken, and I think what you're doing with it is just taking it to that next level.
It does, and you want it to be special, especially when you've got the friends coming round. You want the oohs and the ahs when you make something. And this pear cider in here and the cumin, marriage made in heaven. So my meat is browned now. Just going to take it out. Look at the colour on this. And then some smoked bacon lardons.
In with all that gorgeous chicken fat.
Oh, yeah.
Beautiful.
So,
would you like
Paul,
me to chop anything?
Do you know what, Paul? That would be marvellous.
What would you like?
Hate to see you idle.
Oh, no.
Go for the onion. Hope I don't make you cry. So the bacon is now ready. I'm gonna pop this out. And then we pop the veggies in.
This really is proper impromptu party food, isn't it?
The great thing about a dish like this is you can have it made beforehand
and
heat it back up.
Yeah.
And especially when you've cooked the chicken with the bone in, it reheats really well and still keeps that chicken moist.
Yeah.
So we get our veggies in, putting in some celery, some onion, some garlic, but I'm also putting in a yellow pepper. And that's going to bring a sweetness to it.
I love cooking like this, Catherine, because everything is in the one pot. So all the flavour from the chicken goes into the bacon into the vegetables. Absolutely beautiful.
This is a bit show-offy, this dish, in the sense that you can just say to your friends, do you know what? Come round for a bit of stew. And they come round and you've blown their socks off with chicken in pear cider sauce.
Especially the way you say it. Bit of stew.
Bit of stew. Play it down. I should always underplay things.
Yes.
And then exceed expectations, Paul.
Absolutely.
That's my motto. And this is a fantastic time of the year for really good herbs. And I'm using rosemary. This is looking so good. Now everything goes back in. So I have my smoked bacon lardons. Pop the chicken in. Turn the heat way up.
I love it. It's just the cumin for me. It's the whole way through. Beautiful.
Get the flavours right at the beginning.
Yeah.
And it'll all work. Pear cider. Vegetable stock, salt and pepper. My work is done.
You go out and get the milk and the papers. I'll whip us up some cheese and meats. This is a brilliant impromptu party dish. Just a few ingredients with a couple of tips, and I tell you what, everyone will be super wowed. I've had my cheese out for about an hour. I'm just gonna let it come up to room temperature. Take some tin foil. And we've got a whole head of garlic. In there, we're going to put some thyme, bit of rosemary, a little glug of olive oil, some sea salt all over it. Pop that little parcel of amazingness in the oven for about an hour. Magical things will happen. Now, you can use whatever bread you like for this, but I like to use a focaccia because of the shape, because you can just take instant rectangles and then we're just going to put them on the char grill and then toast them in the oven. So now for the cheese. Just going to make some little inserts into the cheese.
That's a really good tip, Paul, about taking it to room temperature first.
Definitely.
Because when it goes into the oven, then it's already a little bit softer and it melts that little bit quicker.
The roast garlic's ready. Split the skin and they just pop out the shell. We're sinking it right into our cheese.
You're killing me, Paul.
Gonna take a little bit of olive oil.
Like, I know we're talking about parties, but that's the kind of thing you'd make for yourself. Seriously.
Little bit of sea salt and some thyme. Lovely little dish like this. And then just pop your cheese. Squeeze it in. Fits lovely. I mean... into the oven, 180. And basically just bake it until it's super meltingly, gorgeously beautiful. Right, I'm gonna get on with arranging my meats.
You call this cooking?
Half the battle of being a great host is all about presentation. So for your meats, use whatever you like. I've got a selection here, a couple of hams, some salamis, bresaola. Now, I'm just gonna pop them around the outside of the plate, making sure you leave plenty of room for that lovely baked cheese. I think that's what makes Christmas so special for me, is inviting friends round that you don't see throughout the year or you don't see as often as you'd like to. Being able to invite them round and just doing food like this, you know, easy food and just catching up.
And that's what you want at Christmas. You want to be able to sit back, have a chat, and just pull something quick together. This is beautiful.
What goes delicious with stuff like this is I've got some gherkins, little baby cornichons with the mustard seeds on. I've got some beautiful balsamic pickled onions, some green olives, some black olives. Where you've got all the meats and all the little holes and all the little crevices going around, just drop it in all the way around.
Paul, that looks like a Christmas wreath.
Do you know what, right? I've dressed hundreds of these. This is my go-to impromptu party dish, and I've never, ever thought of that. It really does, doesn't it? It
absolutely.
really, really does. Look at that. Ooh. Straight into the middle. Beautiful toasts.
Thank you.
And just stand them up. Just spending that little extra few seconds making it beautiful. There you go.
Paul, would you look?
Look at that.
Oh, my goodness. Paul, that's just too good.
It's naughty, isn't it?
Oh. The cheese is amazing, Paul. I don't know how you share this.
You don't, do you?
No.
It's so Moorish.
Baked cheese and charcuterie platter. What a treat. Would you like to try my casserole now?
I'd be delighted.
OK. So the chicken casserole is just done. I'm going to finish it now with a bit of cream and turn the heat off. So to finish, I want to do a nice vegetable, just to make it extra special. It's Christmas after all. I have this lovely red chard. And the colours, I mean, they just sing of Christmas anyway. When the chard is cooking, there's a little something I want to do to finish this dish, and that's glazed pears. Now, my butter is melted, and all I need to do is put these beautiful pears in. I've kept the skin on for texture. I think that's going to be very nice. Just pop them in, and they're just going to colour one side, colour the other side, and then we're ready to eat. I just think this is a lovely way to finish this dish. And it just brings the whole flavour together, you know, because remember we had the pear cider in earlier.
Yes. This is a new one on me, this. I've never had chicken and pear.
We're just ready to serve up. Lovely.
Nice big ladle.
Da-da-da.
Oh, look at that.
So, just a bit of chard there, Paul, for yourself.
Catherine, this is stunning.
Bit of rosemary to garnish.
Wow.
There you go, Paul.
That is so beautiful. That cumin, the way it just travels right the way through the dish. Amazing. You know, do you know what? If you've got a group of friends that have come round, that is two dishes that are just nice, simple, quick and easy to do, but are gonna, your friends are gonna be blown away. You know, it's because it's proper good cooking.
The problem is they'll probably show up again tomorrow night.
Either that or you won't be able to get rid of them. Delicious winter chicken casserole with vibrant wilted chard. A festive kitchen is full of amazing, distinctive flavours and aromas. And without doubt, cinnamon shouts Christmas.
Cinnamon is my most important spice. I mean, Christmas wouldn't be Christmas without cinnamon.
Cinnamon reminds me of being snuggled up on the sofa with a nice chai whilst it's snowing outside, watching favourite Christmas movies. Yeah, cinnamon's one of the best.
Cinnamon was one of those three key spices, along with nutmeg and cloves, that were considered quite holy. So, for instance, early mince pies would have contained cinnamon, nutmeg and cloves as representative of the gifts from the three wise men to Christ. Cinnamon makes me think of Christmas cakes. I've been making the same Christmas cake with the same recipe, still a 1970s recipe, and that's what it's about. It's about nostalgia. And every time I cut into it, every year at Christmas, we compare it to Christmases past.
Cinnamon makes me feel comfortable and cozy and snuggly, and it's just that lovely warming flavour. It's beautiful when used in chocolate as well, and my favourite would be a milk chocolate ganache infused with a really sweet and spicy cinnamon. It's a really marvellous combination.
I use cinnamon in casseroles, in stews, in cakes, in puddings, in mincemeats. I mean, the list goes on and on. I start my festive season with the aroma of cinnamon. I make my Christmas cake first, then comes my mincemeat, and I round off with my plum pudding. And if I don't have freshly ground cinnamon, there is no Christmas.
We are delighted to welcome the brilliant Dev Griffin to the kitchen. Dev, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
How are you?
I'm all right, thanks. You've got too many things at arm's length. I'm a habitual snacker, so don't have anything that you need as part of your ingredients too close to me. I will eat it.
Funny you say that. We have chosen our 12 tastes of Christmas, and today it's cinnamon.
Ooh, I hate cinnamon.
No.
I'm joking. I love it. I absolutely love it.
What for you are your tastes of Christmas?
We're big meat eaters in my family, particularly around Christmas, and usually there's about 4 different meats on the go. So meat is my sort of taste of Christmas.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. So, Dev, my cinnamon flavour is going to be mulled poached figs, vanilla rice pudding, roasted hazelnuts, and fresh apple.
OK, you can come to mine for Christmas.
Yeah.
Easily, yes. That sounds amazing.
And I'm making for you blueberry cinnamon swirls.
Am I going to fit through the door on the way back out after all of this? This all sounds fantastic. Yes.
For my blueberry cinnamon swirls, I need some warm liquid to activate the yeast.
Like, yeast is one of those sort of dark arts things. I'm a little bit intimidated by yeast.
Are you? Do you know what? All you've got to remember is the yeast needs to be activated, and you'll actually kill yeast because it's live with hot liquid. So if you go for lukewarm, it reawakens the yeast. The yeast feeds off the starches in the flour, produces carbon dioxide. There are your bubbles. Your bread rises.
I'm probably more confused than ever now, but like, that is... It's made it less intimidating.
Now, Dev, are you all about the Christmas?
Christmas round at my house is the best. We just eat ourselves silly, really. It's the best. And because I'm like the baby boy in the family, I have zero responsibility as well. No one expects me to bring a dish. No one expects me to check on the turkey. Nothing.
But now you're a bit of a, you know, an expert, master chef and all that. Like, even now, you're not expected to come with something?
Do you know what? That has changed everything.
Yeah.
Annoyingly, the expectations have risen a little bit. So there were a couple of desserts that I did on MasterChef, in particular, this ganache cake that I made.
Yeah.
If I had £1 for every time a member of my family's been like, when you coming round, eh? When you're making the ganache cake, the answer is never. OK, I'm never going to do it in case I mess it up. And then they'll go around telling their friends that I was a fraud.
And Dev, what's a typical Christmas day for you, and when do you open your presents?
So we're quite weird in my family like this. Normally I'll do a radio show on Christmas Day. I get home, sort of like 10 o'clock in the morning, we have a big fry-up, a big breakfast. My mum always still puts out a stocking for me. It's actually just a hockey sock now with some Satsumas in and a few Quality Street. And we'll eat breakfast and we don't open presents before, say, midday. I don't know why it's been a thing, but you can imagine as a child, when all my friends have already opened their presents, already probably rinsed out the batteries, I'm still yet to open up presents.
Not even what Father Christmas brought you.
Not even what Father Christmas brought me, which is very upsetting. My absolute favourite bit is sort of post-Christmas meal where everyone's undone a few buttons, everyone's laid back a little bit, and then we break out the games. And in my family, we don't believe in doing things for taking part. We are winners and we are competitive. So the other Christmas, I remember we were playing this game with my 15-year-old nephew. It was a sort of answer as many questions as quickly as you can sort of game. And the rules are stipulated right at the beginning. Nobody's helping out anybody, OK? It's everybody for themselves. And my nephew was struggling on a question. He's 15. Somebody tried to chime in. My mum went, I thought we weren't helping anybody else. Like, it's that serious. Like, OK, all right. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Who's the winner?
No one lets anybody win anything at all, but I have a middle sister, Kelly, who somehow, I don't know, if we're playing Monopoly, I don't know why, but she's always banker and always ends up with, like, more money than everybody else. I'm not accusing her of cheating, necessarily, but it's just weird. Every Christmas, she seems to win. I've got to get to the bottom of it this year.
And what do you like at buying presents?
It's like my favourite thing to do. I don't do any of that online shopping nonsense. To me, if you've not wrestled you know, a tin of sweets off a granny, you know, the last one on the shelf, then it's not really Christmas. It's one of my favourite things to do. Get all my gear ready. I go out on a Christmas Eve.
Wrestling grannies is a big part of Christmas for you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Ethel better watch out this year. That's what I'm saying. I've been training.
Okay, so I'm going to make the dough now. So you remember you were saying about yeast and you're not so comfortable with
It
yeast.
confuses me a little bit. You said it's alive.
It
It's got
is.
its own character.
Right, absolutely. They need to be live because they need to actually work. They need to produce the carbon dioxide, and that's what helps your bread rise. Do you get that part?
Sort of. Do you give it like a little whisper before you start using it? Like, come on, yeast. Make some bread for me.
Give it a whisper for me there.
Come on, yeast. You have to make some bread. I feel really weird. Sorry, I've already made things weird. Whispering to a bottle of yeast. What am I doing?
I have in here strong flour, dried yeast, and castor sugar. And over here, in my wet ingredients, I have butter, water, and milk. Now I'm going to depend on a machine to do the work for me.
This is where the magic happens.
I'm just going to start on a low speed, just mixing the flour.
So being the young prince then, Dev, does that mean you get all the best presents?
I feel like now I'm quite difficult to buy presents for. Only because, I mean, I've had an all right job for a little bit. Usually
Yeah.
if I want to get a new pair of trainers or something like that, I can splash out a little bit again. But the occasional novelty gift, like I did get a basketball hoop that you're supposed to be able to attach to the back of your bathroom door and then play basketball whilst you're on the toilet. But I haven't put it up yet, is what I'm saying. I've not installed that. I've not used the toilet and thought, do you know what would make this better? If I brought a lady friend over, I didn't think she'd see that and go, here's a man who's got his stuff together. I think he seems like a good potential life partner.
What is the best Christmas present you have ever got?
I think when I was a kid, I got the first thing I actually wrote down on a list that I wanted. It was the Scalextrics.
Yes.
I was just overcome with emotion. I think I might have started crying, actually, that I'd actually asked Santa for something, and he came through. He delivered. And even though I think I probably broke it within a week because I tried to customize the tires and get them to do burnouts and stuff on the track, and I was building tracks that they weren't official shapes that were on the box. I was coming up with some of my own.
My brother's got Scalextrics as well, and I could never understand it. You're just watching cars go round and round
But you're
and
in
round.
control of the cars.
But they're still just going round and round and round.
But you're making them go round and round. And then what happens is, don't try this at home, but if you push the back down and then squeeze the controller, you get little burnouts, you get a little tire. And if you let go at just the right moment, get a nice little skiddy start. It's great.
And then what's the worst present you've ever got?
There's presents that you open where you think, oh, that's so nice. I'm never going to use this ever. Oh, but thanks so much, though. Just items of clothing, usually for my mum. She doesn't know my style very well. Bless my mum. One year, so she got me a shirt with boats on it, little boats. I think because of my reaction, I was trying to be nice, like, oh, thanks, Mum. I think I had about 4 Christmases of getting wacky shirts. I was like, I got to put an end to this. I think it's just time to just be honest and be like, do you know, Mum, I don't actually like wacky shirts that much. I was just being nice that one time. So, sorry, Mum, I love you, really. I love you. But stop buying me clothes, please, babe.
So for my filling, for my swirls, I have chopped blueberries, I have some nutmeg, ground cinnamon, and orange zest with sugar. This is going to be absolutely delicious. So now our dough has kneaded, and here I have an oiled bowl, and I simply just get my dough into the bowl. Thank you, kind sir. Pop that in a warm place. It will require about 2 hours to rise.
But I want it now.
Well, after 2 hours, this is what happens.
Love TV. Yes.
Now you have to punch it out. Go for it.
You want me
Just
to punch it?
whack it down like
I'm
that.
not very violent. I can't punch very well. Just there you go. Oh, that felt good. That's quite cathartic. Can I keep punching it?
Keep going,
Right.
yeah.
Oh, I like this. Just tell me when to stop. I
You
might
can
get
stop
I
now,
might get
Deb.
carried away.
Yeah. You remember I said the yeast is live?
Yes.
It's not now. No, it still
Oh,
is. I'm
no.
joking.
I've killed the
You
yeast.
haven't killed the yeast. And this is where you have to be quite strong at this one.
Looks like a bit of a workout.
It is.
Show the dough who's boss.
I think I'm winning. Blueberries, sugar, orange zest, nutmeg, cinnamon. It just goes all on here. Spread it out. So you start at the wider end. Roll it over.
I think the thing with cinnamon, of all the spices, that one does say Christmas.
Yeah.
So now we just trim these each end.
Is it all right that you're dribbling out the end?
Oh, yeah.
That's fine.
Oh, that's exactly what you want. Yeah. Because in the rising process, the liquid soaks back in, so you've got it soaking into the dough as well. So don't worry that there's excess. So I'm planning on getting about 8 out of this.
Love the noises
I
you're
can't
making.
help it, honestly. It's
I'm
getting
stood
worse
next
as
to
I get
Catherine. There's like all kinds of weird noises going on.
I get told off at restaurants sometimes. They're like, shh, sorry.
These are going to expand in the tin, and they'll all glue together. So when you bake them, they just bake together.
Oh.
Just a little bit of oil over the top of them, and then just leave them to prove again.
Right, Dev, while that dough's proving, let's make some vanilla rice pudding with cinnamon, poached figs, roast hazelnuts.
Yes, what are we still talking about? Let's do it.
Let's go. Yeah. Come over. So I've got milk and cream, equal quantities. So lovely fresh vanilla. I'm going to take the vanilla out of the pod and then do the same with that one.
So split this open.
Yeah, whilst you're doing that, what I've got there, Dev, is pudding rice, all right? And that goes into our milk and cream mixture. One of the 12 tastes today is cinnamon, all right? So Catherine used it in ground form. I'm using it in stick form, all right? So I'm just going to break it like that. If you just continue to stir that for me, please, Dev.
Do that.
All right? I'm going to crack 6 egg yolks. That's going to make the custard really rich. Dev, do you have any other Christmas traditions in your family?
Yeah, so we have this thing, I don't know when it started, but we have something called the mince pie party, which is everybody makes their own version of a mince pie and then it gets judged. There's an actual trophy that's been handed around several members of my family.
Have you ever won?
No. My middle sister, Kelly. I think she won it so many times in a row that she was banned one year for taking part, just to give everybody else a go.
Seems to me Kelly's, like, good at everything.
Yeah, Kelly's
Is
like
that-
the all-rounder.
yeah,
Kelly's
the
the all-rounder,
all-rounder, yeah.
The competitive all-rounder.
Is your mum a good cook?
You know, my mum was never that into cooking. When I think about the stuff that she used to make us, it would be turkey Twizzlers when we were kids, Finder's crispy pancakes, like that was the sort of... But I used to love those things as a kid. It's only now as an adult that I'm a bit of a middle-class snob, but as a kid, that sort of stuff was great.
So how did your chocolate ganache from MasterChef fit in with the traditional Christmas at home?
It doesn't really fit in with me or my family at all, because it's all neat and pristine and a little bit posh, so...
And the word ganache.
Just even that, even saying that around my family without them taking the mick out of you is quite a feat.
Here I've whisked egg yolks and sugar together. What I'm going to do, Dev, is just add that in. If you just keep stirring. These figs have been steeping in this wonderful liquor, which is stock syrup, white wine vinegar, red wine, some star anise, some vanilla, orange peel and thyme. And we're just going to boil that, and we're just going to reduce it, so all that lovely sweetness that's in there from the figs and the stock syrup, that will just thicken. And I'm going to take out a couple of those figs and just glaze them. I love hazelnuts, but they transform when you roast them in a little bit of butter with a pinch of salt, all right? Pinch of sea salt. They're absolutely lovely. Dev, you've done a brilliant job. You've pretty much made the rice pudding.
Pretty much on my own.
Pretty much on your own. You can go take a seat, and I'm going to serve you this dish.
Yes, this is the
all
best
right?
bit.
Is that a healthy enough portion?
Give me a little bit more.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I love that.
There was always room for a little bit more dessert in there.
Take a couple of those figs. Now, with the hazelnuts, just drop them in on the top like that. So they're giving you that lovely crunch texture.
This looks fantastic. Wow. Just try and get everything on.
Yeah, definitely.
That is very, very special. You put Christmas in a bowl. That's what you've done.
Yeah.
That is delicious. That's really, really good. Wow.
Vanilla rice pudding with mulled Christmas figs. Total creamy indulgence. So, blueberry cinnamon rolls. You remember we left them to rise? These have spent about 25 minutes rising. They're ready for the oven now. So a little bit of egg wash now. That's going to give a lovely gloss when they come out. And straight to the oven. And when they're done, they're like this.
Oh, my goodness, look at that. I should have saved more room. If you showed up on someone's doorstep on Christmas today, they're not going to turn you away.
No, they're not.
Like,
No.
In you come. I love how they're all stuck together and just begging to be pulled apart.
Some icing sugar, some lemon.
Oh, wow. I mean, it looked incredible coming out of the oven enough, but... I
That's
could
just gone next level, isn't
Just
it?
keep going, whatever you do, just keep going.
A little bit of lemon zest on top now. There we go. And finally, walnuts in caramel. So you got that little bit of crunch as well as that lovely soft
You
dough.
guys love your crunch, don't you?
Yeah, tuck in.
Thank you so much. Can I just dig in and just
Dig
pull
in.
one apart?
I am buzzing to get into that. Should we share one?
Go on.
Oh my goodness. It's gonna make me a little bit emotional. That is spot on.
Blueberry cinnamon swirls, sticky, sweet with a hint of spice.
Christmas cake is such a delicious tradition. And if you're going to make one, decorate it in style.
My name's Elizabeth, and I'm a cake designer in London. Christmas is when you make everything pretty and magical, and I should like to think that this helps in contributing to some of the magic at Christmas. My clients tend to be very high-profile individuals, celebrities, royalty, who want an amazing cake. One of the most memorable ones we did over Christmas was a 6-foot cake. We had the 12 days on Christmas on every tier, so it was quite a feat, yes. I think the inside has got to taste as amazing as the outside, but the decoration is certainly very, very important. Christmas, you can push the boat out a little bit. You can experiment with colour, with different ideas. The trending Christmas cakes at the moment, very naturalistic, almost like a naked cake feel or vibe to it. A lot of people also like something maybe quite different. So you do sometimes have alternative Christmases where they want things that are dark and moody, rich colours like plums, the berries, sometimes purple, sometimes black. And then people who like what I call a blink Christmas, so it would be crystals and lots of snowflakes and lots of glitter. And it needs to be something that would give them that wow factor that they're looking for. It's very time-consuming, but it's worth it in the end because everything's handmade and pretty. And I think that's the magic of making Christmas cakes. I think Christmas cake is one of the centerpieces of the table, and people do like a sweet treat at Christmas. Although a little part of me, my heart breaks a little because it's, something you've labored over. But on the other hand, you've got to hand it over because it doesn't really belong to you. I do it for the love of it. I do it for the passion. I don't even see it as work. It's just something I really enjoy doing, and I can't even think of doing anything else because I love it so much.
So, Dev, we thought we'd show you quick party ideas. Minimum effort, maximum impact.
Sweet, sounds like the title of my autobiography. I like it.
And I'm thrilled that you said you had a sweet tooth because I am going to make for you a Christmas berry tiramisu.
Oh, I mean, I love tiramisu anyway, but the fact you're going to make it Christmassy, I'm already excited. OK, what have you got for me?
I'm going to do you the best sausage rolls ever.
That is very, very big talk. I'm a bit of a sausage roll connoisseur, so I'll be very interested to see what you come up with.
Oh, good.
You made a mistake of putting this too close to me as well.
So I might end up with 2 layers instead of 3.
Yeah.
So for the fruit layer, I want this to be a quick and easy dessert. I'm using frozen berries, and I'm having mulled wine flavours with it. So we start with our wine, castor sugar and cinnamon. Now here's the spices. Ground cloves, star anise, and a little bit of nutmeg. Do you like mulled wine, Dev?
I have a newfound appreciation for mulled wine. It was one of those things, growing up, you would never obviously allowed, and you could smell the adults drinking it. You think, it smells like tangy Vimto or something. Now, my rites of passage as an adult is I get to have a little bit of mulled wine, maybe some more quality streets, and then I get to fall asleep in front of the TV without anybody telling me to go to bed. It's the best.
It's a real treat. And to be honest, you only ever think of drinking it around Christmas.
Yeah, you don't want to drink it any other time of year. It'd be like pulling a cracker in the summer or something.
Yes.
Also, don't worry about mixing sweet and savoury with me. Apparently, as a baby, my mum, in order to feed me, would have to give me a spoonful of dinner and then a spoonful of dessert. I know, strange child.
Frozen berries. So you just give that a quick stir. So I need to make sure my consistency is kind of almost jam-like. So I have arrowroot and I mix it with some cold liquid, and that's going to thicken for me.
Now, Dev, this time of year, you must get invited to a lot of cool parties.
You would think that, but no, I don't. I think the problem is because I said no to a lot of the cool parties early on in my career.
Yeah.
You just don't really get added to the guest list anymore. I'm also born on the 23rd as well, so a Christmas baby. So I'm a little bit upset that the whole ordeal takes focus away from my big day and my birthday as well. You get a lot of what I like to call combo gifts, which is when someone gives you a gift and goes, just so you know, it's for your birthday and it's for Christmas as well. I'm like, what? If you had a birthday in July, I couldn't go, it's for your birthday, by the way, in a couple of months' time, it's also for Christmas as well. Like,
So the parties that you do go to, are they the kind of parties that you could take a tiramisu to?
more so now than ever, after a MasterChef, people expect me to arrive with something. They expect some sort of party piece, something they can talk about, secretly judge me on. So this is perfect. The fact that I'm not going to have to spend loads and loads of time in the kitchen knocking up different dishes. I can just look like I've spent all day in the kitchen is spot on. This is perfect.
Leave this to come to the boil, turn it down to a simmer. About 15 minutes later, you have the most beautiful berry compote.
Whoa, look at that. So glossy.
We need to get our layer in now with the biscuits. Orange juice.
Orange juice, interesting.
Take a smell of that and see what you think.
Oh, that smells amazing. I'm not allowed to just swig from there, am I? No, it's a family show, we should.
That's OK, let me get you a cup.
OK, I'm now down to one layer. The way you
Is
guys
it measured?
It's measured.
I tried.
I'll taste it in the dessert, it's fine. I can contain myself for a few more minutes.
Berry jam. So this is all marsala. Go on, I'll leave you a little bit to taste. Go on. It's Christmas.
Just cause I want to
Just
know
'cause.
what to look for in the future. I should put a little bit in the cup.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, it's got a bit of kick in it.
It's nice.
Does that like cure the common colds as well? Look, it does.
Cures everything. So just pour that into a flat dish. Then you have your biscuits.
Which I haven't touched, by the way.
I'm seriously
Not even
impressed
a single
with you.
bite taken out of any of those.
I'm so impressed with you, Dev. Now, I'm not joking, but we're on the home stretch with this. Paul, would you mind spinning those over for me while I get a cream?
Of course. We do it together, Dev. You give me that hand.
All I have in here, cream, mascarpone, orange zest, icing sugar, and just 'cause you're here and 'cause it's Christmas, a bit of marsala.
This is quite an adult dessert as well, right?
Oh, yeah, but if you were doing it for the children, just orange juice.
Yeah, but we aren't. We're doing it for adults, which is great because if any kids want some, you get to go hands off. People say Christmas is all about the kids. I don't. I disagree with that. I say Christmas is partly about children, but let's not forget about the adults.
Christmas is time for sharing, Dev.
Just not this.
Just not this. So I'm going with a little bit of my jammy mix. In go your Savoyardi. Like this. And then a bit more of our jam mix. And then we have our cream layer.
Oh, look at that. We've only got about half a mile to go.
That's what we're saying to you guys. Hands off my biscuits.
While Catherine builds the layers to the trifle, I'm going to try and impress you, being a sausage roll connoisseur. So you've put me under pressure with a really, really beautiful sausage roll mix.
There's a particular high street brand of sausage roll that I'm quite partial to, and that's what you're going to be measured
I
against.
think I know the one you might be on about. I'm up for the challenge. I'm up for it. Come and have a look at the mix. That is what most sausage roll mixes are made of. So you've got sausage meat, which has been seasoned, it's got fat and some herbs in it. But then to give you that real lovely meaty taste as well, and just another texture, we've got minced pork shoulder. So I've got diced potato, cooked in boiling water until it goes soft. White onion. Dev, what is it you love so much about sausage rolls?
It's just such a great comfort food, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know, like, I'd go through spouts of eating healthy, and that's like my one guilty pleasure that I allow for myself.
A little bit of nutmeg.
Interesting.
All right, okay.
Nutmeg.
Ketchup.
That's your secret ingredient, is ketchup.
Yeah.
I never would have guessed.
All right. Brown sauce.
Brown sauce,
all
of
right.
course.
Soya sauce,
Nice.
and then a good dash of Worcestershire sauce. So if you can just mix all that together for me, the last thing to add is going to be herbs, all right? Just fresh parsley, sage, and thyme. Dev, have you always liked cooking, or have you found it's become more of a passion since MasterChef?
Yeah, I was never really allowed in the kitchen as a kid. I always felt like I was either getting in the way or I'd be trying to eat stuff off the side. But as an adult, I moved from home in my early 20s, and I realised quite quickly that I can't live off of microwave dinners. And I try and cook as much as I can with like organic and sustainable. And then occasionally things come off the rails and I'll eat a sausage roll in the dark a couple of times a week. But, you know, it's all about balance.
This is my top tip, right? To get the perfect sausage roll. Just get some cling film. So just take a bit of that mix in your hand, okay? Just roll it, just like that, okay? Now you start to form the perfect cylinder. Now pop that into the freezer. That's obviously gonna freeze and set. Now, Dev, you can make your own puff pastry if you really want to.
Buy a little pre-made one. There's no shame in that.
And how do you find working on Christmas Day?
I've done it for so long that I don't really mind. Like I say, things don't kick off in my family till about midday anyway. So I'm happy to work early morning. Because we're playing Christmas songs, you're getting all these messages from people who are opening presents and off to see family. By the time I go around to my mum's, I'm fully in that Christmas spirit.
Yeah.
And what is the earliest that you allow yourself to play Christmas music?
What we like to do is we like to eke it out quite slowly. So I think on Radio 1, first week of December is a few Christmas songs per show. Then we ramp it up so that that week of Christmas, it's pretty much all, it's like 99% Christmas songs. And then on the actual day, if we're not playing Shakin' Stevens followed by Mariah Carey, then I just don't want to know. Do you know what I mean?
So by Christmas Day, have you had enough of Christmas songs?
Not really. I like the traditional Christmas songs, but right up until you've had your Christmas dinner, then it's like, all right, get those tunes off, play anything else, stick them back in the box until next year with the Christmas decorations. Yeah, there's only so much you can take, I think. Oh, look at this, so neat.
All right.
So neat and precise.
Okay. So roll your pastry out to about the thickness of a £1 coin. Place that frozen sausage mixture, so you've got a little gap either side with the pastry. Got 1 egg yolk there. And just with the brush the pastry, but also brush the sausage meat as well. Is when the pastry goes over, it will really stick to that frozen sausage mixture. And now just about there, and then just with the back of a knife, just push it in. Now with a fork, just push down.
So pretty.
Yeah, it really is.
And there you have
It's like the best Christmas cracker you could ever get.
a beautiful sausage roll.
It's got something inside you actually want. Eh?
Exactly.
So I literally do feel like I'm like varnishing something. You're so proud of it.
Yeah.
And that is it. Into the oven, 190 for about 15 to 20 minutes.
Oh, so I could potentially bring that to a mate's house and then cook it whilst I'm at
Definitely.
theirs. Yeah.
Definitely.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Just to prove that I've made it myself.
And when it's cooked, Dev, it looks like that.
Oh, my goodness. Look at that.
Oh, look at that. Oh, plonk them on your plate. I tell you what, Dev, you take these. All those invites are going to come flooding back to those parties that
I'll
you
be cool
that
again.
you turned down. I'll give you Piccalilli a good mix. And do you know what I'm going to call these? Paul's sausage rolls for Dev. Maximum flavour, minimum effort.
It almost feels like a crime to eat it. That is at least 3 times better than the high street version of this that I really like. That is sensational.
Thank God.
Wow.
Well, you know the way you said you like savoury and sweet mixed? Can I just tell you, all your Christmases have come at once.
Oh,
Da-da-da.
my goodness. Look at that.
To finish, you have to have the Christmas tree. This is simply some rosemary dipped in some egg white and then some caster sugar and then leave it to dry. Like that. And then cranberries.
Look at that.
Does that not look Christmassy or what?
Looks